Okay, typical analogy that I use when I explain digital certificate, right, is this driver license analogy, right? So there is a lot of similarity between driver license and a digital certificate, right? So I'll use as the California driver license, right? I'm going to use that as an example. Okay, so when you look at the California driver license, right, for example, right, this is California driver license. You know that there is a picture and the name, right, and then expiration date, and then can you see this stamp? The stamp, you can think as a signature. The signature by California DMV, Department of Motor Vehicle, right? This the stamp, we'll call it as a signature, signed by DMV, right? And so in that case, so we have, let's say, California driver license. So let's see. So this is a driver license, right? California driver license. And then there's a picture, right? So since we use Alice and Bob, so let's say this is Bob's driver license. Right? And then there's a picture. That's Bob's picture. Bob is a guy, so he has some hair, right? And let's say he's wearing eyeglasses, right? And then he smiled. And his name is what? Let's say Bob, right? That's his name. And then there's you know that there is what? Expiration date, right? So this driver license is, let's say, valid August 2026, right? And then finally, there is this stamp, right? We'll call it a signature, right? Signature signed by DMV. So here is so let's say this is a signature. This is a signature, right? Who signs this driver license? The signature signed by DMV, right? So so basically main field or main content in the driver license is the picture, right? And the name, and then there's expiration date, and there's a signature signed by DMV. Let's just then let's draw the digital certificates, right? Amazon's digital certificate as an example. So this is a digital certificate. Okay, so if you look at the digital certificate of Amazon, so it has what? Amazon's public key. So this is like Amazon's public key. So I use blue since it's a public key. It's not the private key, it's a public. And then the name, right? The name is what? What is the domain name? The name is Amazon.com. So this is domain name. And of course there's expiration date. Let's say this is like valid from, you know, August 2000 whatever till, let's say, August 2000, let's say 27. So that's like valid till this date, right? And finally, there's a signature. There's a signature by, in previous example, there's some company called what? The company called the DigiCert, right? DigiCert Global. So the signature signed by whom? I think DigiCert, right? So this is like a company, right? It's a trusted company. For example, if you go to the website, so this is their company, DigiCert, right? DigiCert, and they said, get the right certificate for your business, right? So this is the company, DigiCert. There's a used to be there's another company called VeriSign, or companies like VeriSign, and I think this VeriSign now is purchased by Symantec. But used to be, this was very famous certificate, issuer. So assuming that, so basically the key point is that this is a third trusted party. Third, a trusted party, right? The TTP. So like the companies like DigiCert or the VeriSign. So as you can see, there's a lot of similarity between driver license and digital certificates, right? Let's see, I use the red. So this picture, right? Like this picture is like what? Shows the identity of the Bob, right? So the face of the Bob. So there is a one-to-one relation between the driver license and digital certificate. So this picture, right, it's really like can map to this public key, right? And the name, right, the Bob, and then there is a name also what, Amazon.com is a domain name, right? And of course, the driver license has expiration date, so does digital certificate, right? The expiration date. And then of course finally the signature. So this is signature issued by DMB. In this case is the signature, the signature is signed by DMB, and in case of digital certificate is signed by like a trusted third party. I'm sorry, it should be trusted third party. Trusted third party. Sorry. And so basically this signature is by trusted third parties such as digital certificate or the VeriSign. Like this is a trusted company. So basically another way of saying this is signature is issued by this signed by what? Issuer. And this is like the signature is signed by what? Issuer. Oh, actually there's one more. The issuer. The issuer is what? In this case is the DMB, right? And the issuer, in this case, let's say VeriSign. I think it's okay. I know that now I think VeriSign is purchased by Symantec. But anyway, so there's there's another one-to-one correspondence, right? So in this driver license case, the issuer is a California DMB. In case of digital certificate, issuer is a VeriSign. And you know that the signature, right, signed by the issuer. In this case, is DMB. In the digital certificate case, the issuer is what? VeriSign, right? So this signature is it's like this is a VeriSign signature, and this is what DMB's signature, right? So as you can see, there's a lot of similarity, right, between driver license and digital certificate. Okay, so let me just stop my lecture here. I'll stop recording.